There it is. There it is. Now we're live. Let's go.
Go. What's happening?
Do it again, Rob. Here we go. One more time. Talking sports. Kick it off. Here we go.
We are live, everyone. We want to hear from y'all from Portland, Maine, to Philadelphia, to Buffalo, New York. And we got Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. We got Seattle Mariners and Toronto Blue Jays going on. Another fantastic night in sports. And thank y'all for joining us on tonight. We ready to get to it, baby.
Let's go. Hey, guys, we have Jake who joined us. He's at the sports bar, hanging out with his buddies, probably having extra drinks because about what's happening right now. Joe Flacco is putting on himself. The Steelers probably underestimated the Bengals. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah. Hey, the average age of these quarterbacks tonight is 69.3.
He's not lying. Rodgers and Flacco are both some old timers here. So, and that's out of respect too, obviously. But, man.
The average age of these guys is 69.3.
Some of those walkers and stuff that they're using for these guys in practice are all carbon fiber. I mean, they've really come a long way.
Let's get it. We're having some fun here. Let's go around the horn, check in with you guys. Rob Ford, how you feel this evening, sir?
Hey, man, doing great, man. Ready to get this party started, baby. Let's make it do what we do.
Let's go. Gary, I love how he is Mr. Cowboy. He is representing after a week. I love the fact that Gary's ready to go, man. How you feeling this evening, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. Counting my blessings, right? So when you go through some trials and tribulations and things kind of go sideways sometimes for us, right? Mm-hmm. We've all been there, and you just plow through it, right? You just keep on keeping on. That's what I'm doing right now. Amen. And a big shout out to Richard for giving us this plug on the on our podcast. We appreciate it. I think that bottle of tequila was a very good investment.
There you go. Good job. Gary. Hey, we love that. Again, I'm going to see some shout outs too. I know Jill, she's a supporter. Obviously, Marcy Duke's going to show up a little bit later too. So we've got a lot of people showing us love for the podcast. So we appreciate that as we keep this party going. I'll actually text Naj, so hopefully he'll keep jumping on. But I know he kind of works a little later too. That's kind of a challenge for his schedule. But he's been following us and giving us some kudos too as well. But without further ado, really, really quickly, we got a lot of fun topics to dive into. I'm going to always plug a couple of ways how you can follow us. And again, the biggest thing, you can kind of follow us in a couple of different ways. The best way you can follow us, I'm going to actually put our little crawl here. So again, follow us on a couple different platforms from X Twitter at the number 12TH Sports. Hopefully I'm coming through good. I'm making sure that's good. If you guys can hear me pretty good.
Little static there.
Okay. That is off for me. Last but not least, follow us on YouTube, another 12th Man Sports. And last but not least, Facebook, Talkin Sports, 12th Man. Let's get into this, gentlemen. Right into some NFL. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
So,
present.
Right out the gate, we have the Rams versus the Jaguars. So it looks like I've got some issues. The Rams. We got to figure out with Nakua. I know there's some uncertainty as far as him practicing. Do the Rams have enough firepower to come in there? I know. I'll mute this. And I guess for the Jaguars just yet. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars in this matchup, and I think, Andre, you touched on it. All indications are Puka Nakua is not going to play in this game. That's a big weapon for the Rams.
Absolutely.
I mean, Puka Nakua is playing like either the best receiver in the league, if not the best, one of the top 3 receivers in the National Football League. And Devontae Adams is starting to show his age, right? So he's actually not playing like a number 1 receiver, barely playing like a number 2 receiver right now. So to me, that's a huge blow for the Rams. We've seen some improvement from the Jaguars this year. Trevor Lawrence, They still got to get Travis Hunter going though in Jacksonville, right? But Brian Thomas Jr. Is stepping up all the way from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? So when you look at him, Trevor Etienne is playing better. The Jaguars' offensive line is playing better. I'm going to go to Jaguars in this one. I'm going to go 23-17 Jaguars. That game's going to be in London this weekend.
Yes.
And no, to me, I don't know. Those are the hard games for me to pick, the ones that are overseas. And if I think the Rams coaching staff is they're just a really knowledgeable coaching staff, and they got a great head coach. And I just think that because of that, even without Puka, I think that the Rams are going to somehow, some way, going to win this game, and the Jags are going to start heading back towards football. They're going to take a little step back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really trust Trevor Lawrence again, and just like Stafford, and it's like I know that Puka's out. Devontae Adams hasn't been, there's been some challenges with him to Atwell. Tyler Higbee. There's a couple different, weapons that that the Rams have. Kyron Williams. It just seems like they have a little bit more. Obviously, the Jaguars had that great upset of the Chiefs, but right now I just don't quite trust them. So I'm kind of with you, Gary. I'm leaning for the Rams in this particular instance. So it's not. It's like a kind of a pick'em game if you think about it too. I know Puka may not be there, but it's just tough, man.
And I can see
Hey, Gary, you may want to text Richard. He's I think he's watching last week's show and commenting on it.
Oh, is he?
Yes. I think he's on the wrong show.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Let's go to
Go ahead, Andre. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No. Next game we have the upstart Patriots at the Titans. And again, the Titans just fired their coach, obviously Brian Callahan. Patriots are playing well. May.
Issues there, Dre.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a quick pause here. I don't know what's happening with that. Can you rewind? Rob, let me here with that. You check something here. Try that. Okay. Let me know. Then I'll mute mine whenever you
you're fine.
Okay. So we'll let Rob jump in whenever too. I'm gonna mute myself too. So Patriots at the Titans. We talked about this. It's not a good situation. Obviously I'm picking the Patriots in this instance because just, it's the Titans. But the football is kind of a weird thing of parity, right? This could be the game where the Titans are like, all right, all marbles in, guns blazing, because they're playing for an interim coach. But Drake May is playing well. I am leaning towards the Patriots. I'm going to say 23-17 in this particular instance.
I'm going to go Patriots as well.
Okay, I'm going to go. We're having some technical difficulties with Rob. I'm going to go with the Patriots too in this. I don't hate them as much as I used to hate them. They're still hated, but not as much.
Right.
And so I'm not going to go just out of my hatred. I'm just going to go that they're better coached and just a better football team.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Hey, Richard, you're fine, man. Don't worry about it. We're just happy that you're giving us some plugs. We really appreciate the love. Same thing like Jill, Marcy, Gina, everyone that shows us, love. So again, thank you just for commenting. So we sincerely appreciate that. Hey, Rob, are you able to jump on or do your thoughts real quick for this one?
We're having an issue with Rob. Richard, if you're on, give us your thoughts on who would you pick in the Patriots-Titans game. Just give us, if you can type that in, Titans or Patriots in this matchup. Patriots are playing on the road in Tennessee.
Yep. And then Rob, for some reason, if you got to jump back in, man, please do so, man, because we need to make sure that you are on to keep us in line and balanced. We'll wait for him to come back. And so, Gary, this is pretty interesting. We're going to talk about this a little later. The Eagles at the Vikings is the next game, right? So as we get Rob in, the dreaded Patriots, as we get Rob back in, we're literally jumping into the Eagles and the Vikings. Now the Eagles have been having challenges offensively, right? They're just struggling. They're out of sync. The sky is falling if you're in Philly. It's just a lot of challenges right now. But it kind of goes back to the previous team with the Jaguars. And I just don't know if I trust the Vikings too. Now, obviously, the Vikings have been playing well. JJ McCarthy, he's been kind of practicing, but I don't think he's quite there. And then obviously you're dealing with Carson Wentz. I think this with that game for the Eagles, I think they kind of shore it up, and I think they kind of get back in this particular game. I know you hate Eagles too as well, Gary, but that's kind of what like the Vikings.
You know what? Sure. What we're finding out is with Hurts, he's got a great running back. He's got a great offensive line. Well, Gary, but that's kind of what like the Vikings. He's got lots of. What we're finding out is with Hurts, he's got a.
Mute yourself, Rob.
He's got lots of weapons around him, and if one of those things are off, it seems like that's part of his struggle. That's part of the whole thing. He's the engine that makes this whole thing go. But he's kind of like Dak Prescott in the sense that he's stronger and he's more athletic than Dak.
Yeah.
But they have to have. They're not guys that can just go out and take control of a ball game and, like a Mahomes or, some of those top quarterbacks. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
He needs all that stuff around him. And when there's something that's not quite right, and one of them is they're the champions and everybody's trying to play their best game and knock them off their perch. So you take those aspects of being a champion and everybody's gunning for you, and then you get some injuries and things aren't quite right. This is what we have. This is what we have with the Eagles, and I'm loving it.
You're loving all the dysfunction, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, grand defensive challenges too, right? Jalen Carter's coming back. They've been having all kinds of challenges on that side of the ball too. So, that's pretty big. But if you're a Philly, fan, you did not get whipped like that by the Giants, right? It was 34. Scatterboo had 3 touchdowns. Jackson Dart was looking, hitting some plays. You're like, what the hell happened? So, and I know it's a division game, so there's some familiarity there too, right? So, but
Richard basically said what I said here.
Yeah.
That
he struggles. Yeah,
he struggles.
I'm back, you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
That's okay. That's okay, Rob.
I'm taking the Vikings in this game at home. I don't really trust either team right now.
Okay.
But I think I'm just taking the home team.
I got you. Yeah, I picked the Eagles because I think it's the get right game because they get Jalen Carter back. A couple things too. They've been getting beat up in the media, but it really could be a pick 'em game, literally, because Carson Wentz coming back to try to exact revenge on the Eagles. There's a lot of different storylines. Rob, what say you on this, man?
I'm gonna go back to the Patriots and Titans, and then I don't know what other games I missed, but I'm gonna pick the Patriots on the road in that one.
Okay.
Drake May is starting to look like a franchise quarterback. And, the funny thing is Drake May is having a better year than Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. And they were picked ahead of him in the draft on last. But, this year so far, and there's a lot of football to be played. And I got a chance to see Drake up close and personal on last week. And it's all starting to come together for him. And Mike Vrabel, of course, is a really good coach. I think he's going to go down there and look for revenge against the Titans after firing him.
Right.
So I definitely like the Patriots in this game. I'm going to go 26-13 New England on the road. I don't know what other games I missed, but I heard y'all just talking about the Eagles and the Vikings.
Yes, that's what we're on. Go ahead.
So what?
That's the current one.
That's what we're on. Go ahead. Give us your thought.
All right. I'm going to go with the Vikings in the nail biter in this game, 23-17 Minnesota. That Philadelphia offense, they've been outgained in all 6 games. If it was 1 or 2 games, okay, maybe they just had an off game. But it's 6 games now, and the Eagles have been outgained in every single game so far. That's a trend, right? That's not they're struggling offense. Matter of fact, their best offensive play right now is a tush push, and that only gets them 1 or 2 yards, right? So they're really struggling. Jalen Hurts is struggling. Him and A.J. Brown doesn't seem to be in sync. Him and Devontae Smith doesn't seem to be in sync. I know they're getting Jalen Carter back on defense this week, and probably Quinyon Mitchell. So I do expect them to be a little bit better on defense, but their offense is just totally out of sync. I don't know if they're just not in sync with the new offensive coordinator. Maybe they're missing Kellen Moore, but they're just out of sync offensively. And it's 6 games now. Like I said, they've been outgained in every single game this year. Even though they're 4-2, they've been outgained in every single game, and I think they're going to lose the game on the road.
Richard has it as a coin toss as well.
Yeah,
I think it is. Ultimately, it is a coin toss.
Yeah, they're definitely missing Kellen Moore for sure. But Rob, it's tough, man. I mean, we talked about the parity between the NFL. As soon as you think one way, something happens. I'm sure we didn't think that the Giants were going to beat them, but that's what happened. But it's a situation where I think Philadelphia's been beat up so much this week. I think they're going to come out. They're going to play inspired. So I think that's why I'm picking them only because of that particular reason, because I don't quite trust the Vikings just yet. But again, if it's a shootout, Vikings win, because right now it's not looking good. You got Saquon, you got a lot of I mean, they've got a good they got weapons.
He doesn't even look the same.
I know, it's really tough, really tough. The Colts at the Chargers. Now, the Colts have not played well at SoFi, but the Chargers looked pretty lost without Amari and Hampton going down. So this is an interesting situation. I'm going to pick my Colts because I like the way Daniel Jones has been playing. Jonathan Taylor's been playing well. Obviously you may want to give some to the home team, but that's just me in this particular instance. So I just kind of like the way the Colts are playing right now. They are playing with confidence, and that's who I'm picking for this particular example. I'm going to go 28-24 for me.
To me, this is a pick'em game.
Same.
I think it can go either way. I've put my little highlight under both of them, but I'm not trusting the Chargers, and they're not like any other home team. They don't have that home field advantage. Whoever comes in here, they typically have the same amount of fans.
Right.
So they really don't have any home games.
Okay.
So with that said, I'm going to take the Colts in this one by a point, 24-23.
I could see that. Richard, you like Herbert as well. Looks like he said they're on the cusp of cutting loose too. So that's interesting from that. We'll wait for, hopefully Rob can get back in here too as well. Man, we gotta get Rob taken care of, because that's he's important for the show too. The next game, Falcons at the Chargers, and we'll get Rob in here too. But
no, the Falcons at
Falcons at 49ers. I apologize. Falcons. Yeah, I was looking at last. Falcons. I should know this. Sunday night game. Hold on, let me get Rob in. There it is. I meant to say Falcons at the 49ers, a Sunday night game. We are coming off of a great victory over the Bills. I'm picking the Falcons only because the 49ers had a lot of injuries. 1 or 2. I know George Kittle's possibly coming back. That's going to give a little boost in the offense, Christian McCaffrey. But I just love the way that the Falcons are playing. They're playing a lot of confidence. So I'm picking the Falcons only because of the fact that I know that, again, that Kyle Shanahan is an asshole. Sometimes he can scheme and whatnot, but I just like the way we're playing. I don't think the 49ers can stop Bijan Robinson.
Well, if you look at the 49ers and you look at their games this year, I like what Richard said. I'm thinking Falcons by 12. The 49ers have just eked by so many games. They've got a good record, but they could easily be 1-5 instead of, or 5-1 or whatever it is that they are, and I'm picking Atlanta, even though it is in San Francisco. I think Atlanta can go in there and they can handle business. I wasn't going to say by 12 points, but I was definitely going to say by 10 points, because the 49ers luck has got to run out.
Yeah.
They can't just get these lucky little things that happen to keep them on a winning streak. And that's what's happened this whole entire season, every single game.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. This is not a game to be taken lightly, because Kyle Shanahan can definitely coach pretty well. But I just think the injuries are finally kind of catching the 49ers. And I know Mac Jones has been taking some serious hits. But again, Do not underestimate the 49ers. They got a strong running game, but I like the Falcons in this. Rob, can you hear us? Are you good?
Yep, I'm good. Sorry about the difficulties. Not sure what's going on, but I'm gonna go back to the Colts and Chargers here, and I'm going with the Chargers in that matchup at home. I know the Colts only lost this season was at LA Rams, so they're going back to LA again. So obviously they're familiar with the stadium. They've been there already this season. But I'm going to go with the Chargers. And look, I know they're missing Omari Hampton, but Kamani Vidal, who's been outstanding at the running back position for the Chargers, right? I think he had over 120-something yards total offense this past week. He's running the rock. He's catching it out of the backfield. And Justin Herbert's playing good football right now, right? Quentin Johnson, Lab McConkey in that group, and Keenan Allen. He's actually got it. Coming into the season, we thought it was just Lab McConkey, but he's actually got a nice trio of wide receivers right now that's playing good football for him. So I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think it's going to be a heck of a football game. I'm going to go 27-23 Chargers at home. And I heard y'all just talking about the Falcons and the 49ers. Not sure.
Hey, Rob, check and see. I don't know if Quentin Johnson was going to play. I thought he was still hurt.
He's questionable.
He's questionable. Okay.
He is questionable. Yeah, I did see that.
Because that's the thing.
So, Rob, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chargers at home. You think Herbert's finally got to that point where he can be trusted as a quarterback, as an NFL starting quarterback, as a franchise leading quarterback?
Well, it's 6 games this season, right? So I don't want to go overboard. And, obviously he's taken the Chargers to the playoffs multiple times in his career. He hasn't won a playoff game to my recollection. But I think it's the right coach and quarterback combination. And I want to say San Diego so bad. I forget the Los Angeles Chargers.
Right.
But I think it's the right coach and quarterback combination. Jim Harbaugh, who I think is a well-respected coach, a former NFL quarterback himself. So I think it's the right combination between head coach and quarterback there with the Chargers now. So I think you're only going to – Justin Herbert, there's no question about his talent. The guy's got arm talent. He's mobile. So it's never been any question about his talent. I think even coming out of college, look, Joe Burrow was picked number 1 in that draft. I think Tua was number 5, and Herbert was number 6. You can make a case that Justin Herbert is more talented than both of those guys. I think the only reason Burrow and Tua went ahead of him was because they were considered more accurate quarterbacks coming out of college. But Herbert, to me, he's always had more talent than both of those guys, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're starting to see that come into fruition right now, with the Chargers right now. So I like the Chargers in this game, and I like the way he's playing. Jim Harbaugh's, I think, doing a good job coaching the team up. And look, the one concern I do have the Chargers right now, the offensive line outside of last week was starting to get a little leaky. And so we got to watch that. I like that Colts team. I mean, they look like they're going to be winning the division, but I'm going with the Chargers in this one.
Okay. Good stuff.
And I heard y'all just talking about the Falcons.
You did a lot of talking, but you never really answered my question. But that's okay, Rob. I understand.
I said it's only 6 games, so I'm not ready to answer that question yet. So
okay.
Get me to the end of the season.
So Richard
said that.
I think Richard made a comment about, he's getting, Herbert's getting coached up.
Yeah.
Harbaugh is a good.
It's the right coach and quarterback combination. I agree with that.
So that's good. And then he says these games might be about who travels best.
Yeah. Agree.
So
the visitors may be favorite. Yeah,
he's might have a slight edge here.
He's right.
Then the Falcons at the 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers in that game. Look, kudos to the Falcons. I like the way they played.
He's never going to pick the Falcons
against the Bills on that night. But the Bills don't have any weapons on the perimeter, man. The team's starting to recognize that. All right, so it's a struggle. You could put a lot of heat on Josh Allen and play those receivers man-to-man because nobody's scared of him, right? And so, I mean, to me, I think it's also going to come down to the 49ers and what their health situation is at the wide receiver position. I think if Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings plays for the 49ers, I think the 49ers win this game. If they don't play, I think the Falcons win this game. I don't even think it matters who plays quarterback for the 49ers because Mac Jones can get the job done at the quarterback position. So if those two guys play on the perimeter for the 49ers, I go 24-21 Niners. If they don't play, I go 21-17 Falcons.
Rob, Fred Warner's not playing. The 49ers have a lot of banged up people on defense that you forgot about too. So that's another thing too that you got to remember too. So that's why I'm giving the Falcons the edge because they're going to probably run Bijan.
Richard has the Falcons by 12
Yeah,
points.
so that's what I'm thinking because I just think that Fred Warner has.
I'm not going to underestimate Kyle Shanahan at home.
I didn't. I say that, Gary. I didn't say I underestimate Kyle Shanahan.
I just would if it was a playoff game.
George Kittle's coming back. I get all that. A lot of injuries. I mean, it's going to be a close game. Yeah.
If Kittle's coming back, I'm sticking with the 49ers.
Man, oh my goodness. Okay. It's all good. He didn't pick us to beat the Bills, and I get that, but that's okay. So a lot of love. Last game we got the Buccaneers at the Lions. I kind of I don't know what to say because I kind of hate the Bucs because of what happened with Tom Brady, but I'm gonna let that go. It's kind of like you, Gary. You kind of softening up. Baker Mayfield's been playing outstanding. Obviously Tristan Wirfs came back last week. They're getting Mike Evans, but they did lose Emeka and Buka. The Detroit Lions secondary is kind of banged up. They had a physical game. They, obviously having fights at the end of the game. Brian Branch. I'm leaning towards the Bucs in this instance just because of the fact that that Lions secondary is depleted and Baker's playing out of his mind. I mean, he's going on a revenge tour basically. So his, he's just kind of like his distrust. He just anytime you disrespect him, he's going off, man. So I'm picking the Bucs, even though I hate that. I just think they're playing well.
Hey, yeah, look, the Bucs, man, when they're healthy, you can almost make a case they might be the favorite in the NFC.
Yeah.
When they get Bucky Irvin and Rashard White in the backfield, and when they have Mike Evans, Emeka Buka, Chris Godwin, Cade Otton, and that offensive line, they're going to be scary. But right now, they're not healthy, right? It looks like they might get Mike Evans back, but no Emeka Buka.
Yep.
Looks like no Chris Godwin, no Bucky Irvin. They got injuries on that offensive line. This game is in Detroit. I'm going with the Lions at home in this game. And this could be a preview of the NFC Championship game.
I was just about ready to say that.
I was going to say that too. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
These might be the best two teams in the NFC when they both are healthy. But right now, the Bucs are not healthy, and they're going on the road. And at some point, you got to think, just like I said last week about the 49ers, those injuries are going to catch up with them, and I picked the Bucs. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the Bucs this week. I think the injuries are going to catch up with them this week, and they go on the road and lose to the Lions.
Well, and I think if they do lose to the Lions, it's going to be because of that play calling that, on your own 30-yard line and it's 4th and 3 or 4th and 4 and they're going for it.
Yeah.
You get some of those going for you. You really change the momentum, and that's just kind of what the Lions like to do, and they're better at that at home. I'm going with the Lions at home over Tampa Bay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Richard, what did Richard say on this?
He said
he got the Bucs by 7.
Yeah, and he said if Irvin is healthy, the Bucs win. I don't know if Irvin is healthy right now.
He's out. They have already ruled him out.
Yeah, so that's going to be a challenge. But like I said again, just Baker's been playing well, man. I mean, it would be great if they lose. I mean, it's like one of those things I want to see it happen, if you will. But that's for our NFL predictions. We appreciate you guys bearing with us. I know we had some slight technical difficulties, but we'll get it figured out. So again, it's all good. Hey, Rob, I don't know if you want to do some quick top 50 prospects. I don't know if you want to kind of condense that because we got a lot of things to get through, my guy.
Oh, of course. I'm not going to mention all 50, of course. But I'll just kind of go through some of the highlights and maybe the top 10 here. But for those of you all who want to see my updated top 50, go to our Talkin Sports for the 12th Man Facebook page. It was posted 3 days ago.
Yep.
Trying to do that after every college football weekend just to kind of update it. I actually still have Dante Moore number 1. Look, I know he threw 2 INTs this past weekend against the Indiana Hoosiers, but his dual threat ability, and he's still a young starting quarterback, right? So when you think about his talent and his potential and how far he's come, I got Dante Moore number 1. Reuben Bain Jr., the edge rusher from Miami, right? He's climbed his draft board tremendously. He's been outstanding for the Canes. He's been a difference maker on that defense for them.
He's a beast.
So I have him at the number 2 position. Number 3, Fernando Mendoza, man, outstanding performance on the road against Oregon this past week. I mean, I know he did have a pick 6 in that game, but his accuracy has put him in the Heisman conversation right now. Man, this Indiana Hoosier team, man, what a story. And Fernando Mendoza has a lot to do with that. Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State, probably one of the smarter defensive players in college football. You can move him around, put him in multiple situations, multiple positions on defense. Have him at number 4. Number 5, another Miami Hurricane, Francis McGowan, offensive tackle from Miami. He's probably been the best offensive tackle so far in college football, an important position in football. Have him number 5. Keldrick Falk, edge rusher from Auburn, number 6. He's a guy that can play inside and outside, going to be very versatile at the next level on the defensive side of the football. T.J. Parker, edge rusher from Clemson. It's been one of the few bright spots for them. And John Mature, quarterback, Oklahoma. I mean, obviously, he had 3 INTs this past week. I think Oklahoma rushed him back with that hand injury.
They did.
You could tell he's not healthy. But I think when he's healthy, he'll be in that conversation again and be in the top 10 pick. Damani Jackson, cornerback from Alabama, he's been outstanding here this season for them, especially since that loss to Florida State early in the season. And then number 10, Lenora Sellers, South Carolina. He's dropped a little bit, but it's going to be hard. This is a hard time to evaluate him as a prospect because South Carolina's offensive line is not very good right now. I watched him play against LSU this past weekend. It's kind of hard. He doesn't have the talent around him this year like he had last year, so it's a tough evaluation. But when you look at his talent, both with his arm and with his legs, he's going to be a pretty hot prospect for the NFL. Some other names on this list: Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback from LSU. I've dropped him down to 19.
Had to say that.
And obviously he's been battling an ab injury. But some of his decision making has been questionable. Even though they beat South Carolina, he made a couple of poor decisions in that game. Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, have him at number 20. And the name that Andre is familiar with, A.J. Terrell's younger brother, Avian Terrell, have him number 21 from Clemson. Anthony Hill, linebacker from Texas, I have him at number 26 at the moment. And a guy to watch here is Carson Beck from Miami. I don't have him in the top 50, but I have him knocking on that door. And if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's going to be back in that first-round conversation.
What a difference a year makes. What a difference a year makes. 100%. Yeah. Literally, both from quarterbacks. We thought Arch was number 1. He's nowhere near that. And, we were expecting Carson, and then he kind of dropped, and now it's kind of flip-flop, it looks like, Rob. So, what a difference a year makes. Carson playing extremely well, showing what he can do whenever he has, some time and just a confident offensive line, man. So, good stuff. Hey, Gary, I'm sure Rob will get in this too, but let's talk about some players that are red hot in the NFL. And this is kind of, again, just random, I guess, however you can kind of think, whatever you want to call it. So maybe a little biased. I'm going to fire off some quick names that I think, and, you don't have to have the same on my list, whatever. And I'm a little biased. So right out the gate, I got Bijan. Bijan's been playing excellent after that game versus the Bills. I think it was coming out party. I was impressed with how he did. Crazy, had 170 yards rushing, 81 touchdowns. I mean, just a great win. Just to see him perform in national stage was fantastic. I hate saying his name, but Baker Mayfield, that dude has been playing outstanding. I mean, getting tackled, coming up, shaking it off, and he's breathing life into that Tampa Bay team. I mean, so again, he's carrying on his back. So shout out to Baker's playing hot. I got Cam Scatterboo versus the Giants, just kind of a breakout party for him. Those 3 touchdowns versus the Eagles. I got Drake May again, just him his 3 touchdowns versus the Saints. Sorry, Rob, about that, but seeing his ascension has been great. And I'm sorry to bring this up, Gary. Rico Dowell played well against.
He's on my list. Absolutely.
So I was like, man, I mean, he got this revenge game versus the Cowboys, but just what a great game for him. And I did not see that coming for the Panthers. But again, that's who I just kind of off the top of my head kind of listed as kind of like my red hot players.
Yeah. Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Rico Dowell. Pickens for us has been doing fantastic.
Yeah.
as a number one guy and doing his thing. Defensive tackle Deion Walker of the Bills is another one that's a stud. And there's some, Baker Mayfield is another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just a couple of years ago, man, we were trashing Baker Mayfield and I was one of the biggest trash talkers of him. I thought he was washed up. I thought he just had nothing. And these guys, like Rob had mentioned, these guys somehow resurrect their career. Sometimes, and it doesn't matter who it is, in sports in general, you have guys that come out red hot right off the bat in any sport, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, whatever. And then you got guys, they've got to adjust to things. Some of it's coaching, some of it's just their own thought process and their own confidence within themselves. Now he's got all that, and he's one of the top guys. He's one of the top guys in the league.
Cleveland would love to have him right about now, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So just they kind of gave up. Rob mentioned you kind of give up on somebody too quickly. You kind of put somebody in the right circumstance. Like, who would have thought Daniel Jones would be playing as well as he had? And he was just like a castaway, He would love. He played well, I think, with the Vikings, honestly, too. But a good situation with the Colts, But Rob, I don't know if you want to elaborate on any of those points or anything as well that we kind of mentioned right there.
Yeah, I have some of the same names that you guys have. Obviously, I hate the Falcons, but I give credit where credit is due. Bijan Robinson's playing out of this world, so I had him on the list as well. Incredible game on Monday night. And if he's not the best running back in the NFL, he's right up there for sure, top 2 or 3, no doubt about it, with his speed and what he can do, running it as well as catching it out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And Gary touched on it, George Pickens, too. He's been outstanding for the Cowboys, man. And how scary that Cowboys offense is going to be when they get CeeDee Lamb back, right? Which I believe he's got a chance to come back this week when those two guys. But Pickens has been playing outstanding. Drake May, New England's quarterback, right now, like I say, he's looking like a franchise quarterback for the Patriots. He's playing outstanding. Rico Dowdle in the last 2 weeks that he's played, and look, the Panthers are getting Schubert Hubbard back this weekend, right? I don't know how he comes back and be RB1 over Rico Dowdle after the way he's played the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Panthers, man,
I'm going to run his
That's a good problem to have, though. You got like a two-headed monster, like we talked about. You kind of go 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna hit you with this. I'm gonna hit you with that. I got the 1-2. Go ahead, Rob.
Yep. Baker Mayfield, as you mentioned, he's been lights out, even with all the injuries that the Bucs have had on offense, and the way he's playing. And look, we've talked about this on our show quite a bit here the last several weeks. Teams give up on these quarterbacks too soon, right? And a lot of it's driven by the fan bases. And in the organizations, they give up on the quarterbacks because the fan bases want them to give up on the quarterbacks, right? So you see a lot of these guys start to hit their stride now in their 4th, 5th, and 6th years. Baker Mayfield is one of those guys. Daniel Jones with the Colts is one of those guys. You've seen it with Mac Jones. You've seen it with Trevor Lawrence with the Jaguars. Sam Darnold. A lot of these guys were top draft picks that their original franchise, except the Jaguars, they still have Trevor Lawrence, but the Browns gave up on Baker Mayfield. The Jets gave up on Sam Darnold. Those are 2 organizations that would be better off if they would have stuck with their original quarterback. Now, look, the Giants got lucky. It looks like they got Jackson Dart, and it looks like he's going to be a real deal with giving up on Daniel Jones.
Well, and Rob, this is what I was talking about earlier. You have some guys that just come in and they are just the confidence levels there. They're able to read and process everything right away. And apparently I hope that's not the case, but this Jackson Dart seems like he's the real deal.
Yeah.
He's an energy guy. He has a lot of confidence, and he's, so his team is gaining confidence now. I hate it, but he's good.
Yeah, what's also outstanding about the Giants is obviously Malik Malik Neighbors is out too, and they've just been like, "Hey, we're going to leave him on schedule." Like, and you're like, man. So that's even more impressive that they've been able to accomplish it. But yeah,
I think another guy who got a name is Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he's not a quarterback, but Jonathan Taylor has been outstanding for the Colts. I know we were talking a lot about Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
but I think he and Bijan have certainly probably been the top 2 running backs in the league.
Yeah. We got to get this. Yeah, we got a lot of things to get to. So let's kind of keep this going here. Just a quick recap on the Steelers and the Bengals. I know JQ's probably happy right now because Rob, right now it's 27-17. Gary, I don't know if you want to comment on that really quickly. As far as JQ's probably happy right about now.
See, old bad luck Schleprock here.
They just scored. Now it's 20. Okay. Well, we'll see. Flacco's been doing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Flacco's definitely been playing well, and look, I know JQ was not happy about that trade, but he's obviously been an upgrade for them at the quarterback position here these last 2 weeks. If the Bengals can just get that defense together, they might have a shot here. Because, I mean, the Steelers are 4-1, but they're still not a team that scares you, right?
100%.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't scare anybody anymore. Obviously, he's still been efficient. He did have the INT tonight, but for the most part, in the first 5 games, he hadn't really turned the ball over much. So that's been helpful. But it's still not a team you're going to walk into the room with and you're just scared of them, right? The Ravens are not good, and the Browns are definitely not good. Yeah. So if the Bengals can somehow get some production out of Flacco and fix that defense, they might be able to get back in this thing. Otherwise, the Steelers are going to run away with the division.
Hey, Gary, I know Richard made that note about will the Browns give Gabriel a real chance or they would just default to Sanders. They like how Gabriel's playing. I think they're going to give him every opportunity. For some reason, they just don't. I don't know why they even drafted Sanders unless Gabriel's had to be hurt or something like that. But they want to make sure that he's going to succeed. He's been playing, well. I would give him that too. So, unfortunately, Richard, I think that it's Gabriel's job until he has to be injured or something like that, like broken leg or something.
We got to dive into that one of these times. Really dive into our thoughts on this whole Sanders situation. This is bizarre.
It is.
Isn't it? I mean, I've been an NFL fan for a long time, and it is definitely a bizarre situation. The guy that was, rated that high fall like that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want a couple of teams to draft him, because his dad wanted him. There's so many different variables. Let's get into it a different time and move on, but let's put that on one of our topics.
I'm going to do the top 5. I want you to talk about George Pickens playing well. Really quick, Gary. My top 5, Bucks, Colts, Seahawks, Packers, and Lions, and then, Chargers. The only reason why I picked Packers not the Lions.
That was 6 teams.
Huh? I know. I just gave honorable mention. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Pickens is, I thought he was going to be good coming into Dallas. He's been the number 1 guy since, our
Crazy.
number 1 went down, the CD went down. So This guy's come in, and Shoddy's, he's got an offensive mind. He's getting him in the right position, and the guy can somehow, I don't know how he can get open like he gets open, because they don't have a lot of threats anywhere else. They've got some okay people other than him. They got a decent tight end, but I mean, he's getting open.
Yeah.
And Dak's getting him the ball. So,
that's too, by the way. At the end of the
season. That's Shoddy's doing there. That's putting him in the right place and getting him the ball. So good for Shoddy. I like him. I like Shoddy. Even though our record's bad and stuff, I still like what he's bringing to the table so far.
Your defense has got to be improvement. That's the biggest challenge.
The defense is.
Losing Micah Parsons was the biggest, obviously we don't keep beating that dead horse, but.
Yeah, I don't even think that was it. Because, I mean, if you look at what Micah Parsons got beat horribly. Anytime he was lousy against the run. They would run right at him. Mm-hmm. He would always go into the quarterback, not stay in his lane, and they would run right at him. And they did that all the time. That was our weakness with him. Now we still have those weaknesses, but I don't think it's because he's not there.
I felt because of the scheme too. I think you guys have like man guys, and you're running like a lot of zone. If I'm not mistaken,
I mean, I don't like the scheme at all.
Right.
I don't like you've got two guys, Bland and Diggs, that can man up on guys.
100%. That's what you got him for. Man up. Yeah.
He's playing him. It's 4th and 3, 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
The drive's going to continue, and he's got them 8 yards back.
Yeah. Give him that cushion. Yeah. You can tell they're not comfortable
3
at all.
yards automatically every time.
Yeah. You can tell they're not
comfortable.
comfortable.
At the TV.
Yeah.
And they're not listening to me.
Unfortunately, Gary, yeah. But I don't think they're comfortable in that scheme that, Ephraim is getting out. So that's just mismatched talent. So there's probably a little bit of both in that. I know Rob will probably get him in it too. I'm going to go back to what we talked about really quickly about the Bills. Ever since the Bills lost to Stephon Diggs, they've been a different spot. FYI, I'm just saying. So they don't have any weapons. Obviously, they drafted Keon Coleman to come in. Shakur's been playing well, but they still have a missing piece offensively. As we talked about, I'm just going to say that Diggs made me think about losing Stephon too. But anyway, Rob, any thoughts on that?
No, I'm going to talk about my top 5 teams. I know you touched on your top 6, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to touch on the. I got the Bucs number 1, 2, and. Like I said earlier, when the Bucs are healthy, you can make a case they might be the favorite in the At the number 2 spot, I have the Colts. I have the Steelers at 4-1, even though they're losing right now. Oh. And I have the Packers at 4 and the Patriots at 5.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a good list. I would have definitely put
Tampa, Detroit, Bills, Indy, Philly.
I completely just.
There's like 10 4-2 teams, by the way.
Yeah.
And Richard, another great comment. I think he was referring to George Pickens. He's kind of like Steve Largent because Steve Largent just got open. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the dude who wasn't the fastest. He was just a very tactile route runner, as they say too. So there's definitely positions for that in the game. So. We're hoping to get Rob back. We'll have to contribute Gary to his computer fund or something like that because this is something that I want to make sure that he is good for sure. There's Rob. We're getting him back really quickly. What's up, Rob?
All right, here we go again.
You're fine. So we got to wrap this up. I want to do quick. I want to get to some really quick stuff. We're gonna kind of speed through this. Rob, NFL players that could be traded.
I think Breece Hall with the Jets, I think is possibly in that conversation. I mean, obviously, I think they're 0-6, the only winless team left in the league. I think David Njoku with the Browns, especially with Harold Fannin playing well at the tight end position for the Browns. So I think David Njoku. And I would say watch my New Orleans age. Connect.
I wonder where Rob's at. Appreciate you, Rob. All right, we'll figure that out. So, Gary, anything you want to talk about from that?
No, I do want to talk about the midseason MVP.
Go for it.
Right now, I would put Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
As the MVP right now. Richard, I know you're still on there. It's not past your bedtime yet, even though you've probably drank a lot of tequila tonight.
Love it.
Who's your midseason MVP, Richard, if you're still on with us? Who's yours?
Mine, I got Baker too, but midseason MVP, Gary. But I'm just loving all the Bijan love. So I'm still a Bijan Robinson guy, man. I'm loving the fact that I know it's early right now. I know it's early. I mean, Baker's still up here. I mean, Bijan's he's like, hey, he's kind of introducing himself to the conversation. He did not say Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Richard, come on, man. Is that the tequila talking, Richard? Come on, man.
That's got to be the tequila.
That's
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, man. All right. You were talking about the players that could be traded, Rob, really quickly. I know you had from your Saints. Who was the last player?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard me. I said Breece Hall from the Jets, David Njoku, And also watch the Saints here. The Saints got some veterans that are kind of getting up in age that might help some teams make a stretch run and might get the Saints some additional draft picks. Alvin Kamara being one, Demario Davis being two, and even watch Chris Olave too, right? I don't think the Saints are sold on him as a number one receiver. He doesn't really catch contested balls.
I'll take him.
But there could be some teams that'll take him as a 2 or 3. So I don't necessarily agree with the Chris Olave. I think the Saints try to keep him, but I could see them trading Alvin Kamara or Demario Davis to get some draft picks because of their age.
Alvin Kamara didn't really want to leave. I'll give him credit. He didn't want to leave.
He did say he doesn't want to, but he said he understands the situation though if he does get traded.
He's from Atlanta.
Rob,
too.
who's your midseason MVP?
Oh man, it's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, it's Baker Mayfield. I don't know if y'all heard my top 5 earlier, but I had the Bucks 1. I had the Colts 2. And you got to include Daniel Jones and even Jonathan Taylor in that MVP conversation too.
Yeah.
Number 3, even though the Pittsburgh Steelers are losing right now, I had them 3. And I had the Green Bay Packers 4, mainly because of their defense.
Okay.
And I got the New England Patriots number 5. If you really look at it right now, you can make a case that the Patriots might be passing the Bills in the AFC East right now.
Yeah.
I'm not quite making that distinction.
That's a tough call.
It's close.
The Bills are kind of the way they're built, guys. They remind me of back in the day whenever the Timberwolves kind of built their team to beat the Nuggets, and that was all they built. They were just so focused on the Nuggets. They built their team and they beat the Nuggets and they lost. That's kind of right. The Bills are kind of
everybody else.
They're built to kind of beat the teams in their division, like the AFC, but they're not built kind of to beat other teams. Like that's kind of where they got fast linebackers. They got so that's kind of I'm kind of curious to see what happens. The Eagles were built to beat anybody. That's how they had that dominant line because they went in there kind of whipped up on the Chiefs. So it's kind of interesting to see that as well too. But that's
okay. Well, Richard has gone back on his Aaron Rodgers statement here. Don't love the guy, but Mayfield's
I love it. I'm going to talk about a couple things. We're going to do some college football stuff real quickly. I'm going to show some love to my Indiana Hoosiers here. It's crazy, right? The revolution, right? Kirk Cignetti signed an 8-year, $93 million deal. That just kind of happened. Guys, he came from James Madison, but check this out. His record is 119-35. That's ridiculous. 119 and only 35 losses in all his career. That dude is killing it. And Rob, you mentioned that he's a quote machine, right? He's like, I win. Google me. I never take it back to anybody. I don't plan on starting now. He's like, Purdue sucks, but so does Michigan and Ohio State. Now, he's been kind of firing off these things, and he actually said in an interview, he's like, you know what? That's not really my style, but he felt like he needed to add some energy to the program. And has he done that? Absolutely. In 2 seasons, like the first season came in, had a tough first year, but the next season come in there kind of owning the Big Ten right now. And like I said, the history, believe it or not, from 1899 to 2024, there's only been 4 coaches that have had a winning record at Indiana. It's always been known for the basketball school,
right.
Bob Knight. So he comes in 2 years and has this great turnaround. Obviously, the Heisman total is nuts. He's kind of the perfect coach at the perfect time. He hit the transfer portal hard and realized that, hey, I need a quarterback. He was actually the quarterback coach at NC State when Phillip Rivers was there. He was also the wide receiver coach at Alabama with Julio Jones. He's been around great talent. So he gets this quarterback named Fernando Mendoza. He was at Cal. His brother, Fernando's brother, is already at Indiana. Believe it or not, Alberto is playing, but he's just a freshman. So great way. Hey, you play with your brother. Got him. He went hard. 10 transfers, 10 starters, and next thing you know, the team's starting to rise to the top. And he is poised to take that team to make some serious hay. They whipped up on Illinois before 30-10. Come in, sorry, Gary. The way that they played against Oregon, that was a huge situation. Nobody expected
absolutely.
Nobody expected that. We all picked. I think we all picked Oregon. Yeah, but just the way that he was keeping them poised. I mean, that's just a great.
And he's got his team feeling confident about things.
100%.
And the thing of it is, you were talking about his record. When you coach at a lower division, a lower level, you're coaching all the teams that you're playing are at that level. So your record absolutely matters.
Oh, man.
And as you increase, it's not surprising that a guy like that can come in to a program that's not even known for football.
Yeah.
And create something, because he's already done it at a lower level. Now he's used the portal, gets better talent in there, and just with a coach that is absolutely confident.
Yeah.
I mean, his players are just feeding off of that.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see that in that game against Oregon. Richard had a comment about Franklin and
I don't know, Richard. We'll talk about that in a quick second because we're going to talk about where he's going to land. I'm just going to say that the Indiana, the number 4 in the nation with points scored, and then also number 4 in points allowed. So that defense has been playing well too, Gary, as you mentioned.
They can play against any teams in the country.
Yeah,
they can play right with them right now.
Just the case, he's an older guy. He's 60, like we talked about, but he's finally getting his opportunity. He's kind of seizing the opportunity. As we mentioned, he came from James Madison. He was at Elon or something like that, but he's been waiting for his opportunity. Now he grabs it. He's not going to let go. So he is loving all this, and Indiana's playing well, man. So Gary said, "I picked him."
If he were 10 years younger,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Richard. I'm acknowledging you, Richard. But if he were 10 years younger, they might be looking at him in the NFL.
Yeah. 100%. All right. Let's get to Rob. Do you have anything to comment on Indiana's revolution or no?
Well, I mean, I pretty much heard most of it. I know I wasn't on camera, but with the difficulties, but I heard a lot of what you guys said and agree with you guys said too. It's pretty remarkable what he's been able to do with that program. I mean, they were in the playoffs last year's first year, and all indications are they're going to be back there again this year, and possibly even competing for a Big Ten title. And I still think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard that last
time.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us? I guess he can't. Well, Richard said that he texted me right before the game with the Ducks, and he told me what was going to happen. So Ducks aren't going to win this one.
That was pretty. He should play the lottery because that was a pretty bold prediction there. I mean,
yeah,
we were thinking that the fact that Indiana was coming cross country, we thought it was going to be kind of a tight game, but we were all kind of thinking, Oregon, just because of you're playing at Oregon, it was kind of a big deal. They had a lot to prove, but like I said, Indiana, this game put them on the map. I mean, like you said, I know Dante Moore had a couple of interceptions. One of them was bad. The game was closer, even though there was a pick six that Mendoza threw, but it was a little bit more lopsided, unfortunately. So they actually did this, man. So yeah, Rob's gonna wrap this up. Again, we're not gonna stay on too much longer, too. I guess I am curious as far as where do you think James Franklin will land, and like you said, maybe it was a little premature, but. Penn State, I mean, you had some really bad losses, if you will. So I think it was, JQ's not on the podcast, but he was never a fan of James Franklin. And frankly, because of all the talent that they had, right? That's the situation where, it's like you're getting all this talent, and now it's up to coaching because they look discombobulated. They don't look confident. Obviously losing, Drew Allar was a big deal. But, now it's like, who's the next person to step up? You have too much talent, especially on the defensive side, you have great running backs. How come you're not utilizing your running backs? So if you're Penn State, I think it was a situation where, the word is classic underachiever, right? But I know what you're saying. I mean, he's a great recruiter, Richard. He's a great recruiter. But we had a great recruiter at Georgia Tech named Jeff Collins, but he couldn't win squat. So you have to have some X's and O's in there too, man, because you got the Jims and Joes, right? You got the Jimmy and Joes.
Right.
Now you got to be able to translate that talent to the field, and they look terrible. If you put it
now with Franklin, I looked up some of the potential landing spots for him.
Okay.
And one of them was when they fire Belichick, North Carolina.
I saw that too. I saw
Virginia Tech.
I saw that as far as in the SEC too. I saw Auburn was
Maryland.
Yeah, I saw
Florida. I wouldn't take him at Florida. I'd go somewhere else. He can recruit, but that's what my gripe has been with Cristobal in Miami is great recruiter.
Oregon State. Ooh, interesting.
But not good, for the game planning.
Right. Richard, Oregon State is interesting. I had a feeling or a sneaky suspicion that Zach Robinson, the Falcons' current offensive coordinator, was kind of in the mix for that. So I'm curious. I don't know what they're doing from that perspective, but I don't necessarily know if that would be a bad look. I don't know what Franklin wants to do. He's got more than enough money, right? But Gary, I saw I saw Auburn, I saw Wisconsin on the list. Virginia Tech was also one. Arkansas.
To answer Richard's question, the best I can, if the Pac whatever was the Pac-12, like it was, if it were still a power conference, something like that may be appealing. But because it's not, I don't see a coach like that going to the Beavers.
That's a good
Even
call.
Though they do have the Phil Knight money and all that, it's just the way the conference has just gone down. It's gonna be a while. The only
reason why I would kind of go to the Beavers, if you want to kind of fly under the radar, Gary, maybe what, Penn State was too much just stress and whatever on me. So maybe I'll just take a lesser job. No offense, Richard. That's kind of what I'm thinking, that he can kind of fly under the radar. You've got a lot of money, like you talked about, Phil Knight money too as well. And maybe that's a good look. And
and that could be, when you think about it, that could be a fit. If he wanted to just, hey, you know what, I'm out of sight, out of mind for a while. I'm going to take this job. It's not a power conference anymore. I'm going to take this job. I'm a good recruiter. I'm going to get some of these kids up from California. We're going to win this Pac-8, and we're going to make some noise now. I could see him doing something like that. Maybe.
That's the reason why that would go that direction too. So, but I saw the same list too, Gary. I was impressed with that. I'm going to really talk about, Clemson's Cade Klubnik. He's limited. If he's limited, Clemson's already having challenges, so I'm going to like SMU in this. I know that sounds weird that we're looking at the old school back in the day, Craig James and Eric Dickerson. But I like SMU if that's the case. I know Clemson's having some challenge. I know they're still, getting a lot of shots. So unless they're fighting for their lives in that instance, but that's going to be interesting to say the least.
I saw that I did see that in these college picks, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of a blast from the past.
100%, right? Let's do some predictions real quick, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
So we got number 10 LSU at number 7 Vanderbilt. Shout out. I know you're not on the call anymore, Rob. I like LSU in this instance. I know it's at Vanderbilt. No offense to Vanderbilt, but they're not really ready for LSU. So I've got them in that instance. I'm going to go.
Yeah, they're not. They are. That's a fool's gold rating at 17. LSU is going to mop them up.
100%. I got 35-17. I got like a whipping on that one.
I got 35 to maybe 9 or 10.
Oh wow! Okay, I was more generous.
It's going to be a spanking. And June Jones, I don't know how old June Jones is, but he's got to be at least 75. He ain't going out.
Richard is taking Vandy in the upset. What?
Vandy in the upset? All right, Richard. That tequila's really working for you.
You got number 4 Texas A&M at Arkansas. Texas A&M, man, great game last week. I hate Arkansas. I hate everything about Arkansas by Petrino. Texas A&M. I hope they win 100-0. So that's what I'm going for that.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas A&M all the way.
They're playing too well.
No, man. So far, these games that we've picked they're not much, are they? Yeah. This next one, though, Ole Miss at Georgia.
Yeah,
that's going to be a good game.
This is interesting, right? So Lane Kiffin has always got something to prove, right? And right. Obviously Gunnar Stockton, he's been playing okay. They struggled against Auburn. They did kind of again pull it out. God, it's at Georgia. I mean, as a Georgia Tech guy, I would prefer Georgia to lose, but this is going to be tough, man. I could see an upset here. I don't know if you call, they're ranked higher than Georgia. You're just thinking that Georgia's going to have a little bit more physicality.
Georgia's favored in this game.
I think there's like 3.5 of them. Hold on, I'll look at the odds of that. But yeah, keep going because I was just looking that up. As a matter of fact, I can tell you quickly for this one here. Which are you leaning in a different direction for this one, or what?
I'm going to go with Georgia at home.
7.5. 7.5 is the spread. That's what it's looking like.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going with Georgia at home.
Yeah, I can see that but Ole Miss is 6-0 though. That is something to think about right now, and Georgia's 5-1. So, I think it's going to be a very competitive game. It could come down to like a last play or something like that.
Well, you lose 2 games. That's going to be that's going to be a rough one to make the playoffs and that sort of thing. If you're losing 2 games and you don't win the conference.
Yeah.
Let's say that would be your 3rd loss. Let's say that would be the case. It's a must win for both teams, of course. At this stage of the season, but I think Georgia at home.
Yeah, I could give. Like I said, I think it's gonna be close, but I'm kind of with you. I think Georgia's gonna pull that one off. We talked about this SMU at Clemson. We talked about Cade Klubnik is limited. If he is limited, I still like SMU in this particular matchup. I know it's at Clemson. I know Dabo's kind of like coaching for his life, but
he's treading water though. He's just treading water. He's.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the talent there right now.
They've got that defensive line, though, Gary. They've got like some first-round picks on that defensive line. We talked about what's happening with that. Even in Rob's top 50, he's got some players that are going.
Just those defensive linemen don't score a lot of points.
That's a good call, too. So, again, and Cade Klubnik hasn't been playing well. We talk about some of his receiver weapons. Yeah, so like I said, that's why I like SMU in this particular example. And Clemson is kind of having a down year. I don't know what's happening with Cade, man, right now. So he's definitely losing.
Richard says he likes SMU, too. He's copying us.
Yeah, we're kind of picking that, too. All right, another great matchup. We've got number 11, Tennessee, at number 6, Alabama. Simpson, the quarterback for Alabama's playing extremely well. They hit their stride. Tennessee, I don't know if they still have both of their starting quarterbacks still down. I like Alabama in this instance. It's kind of an easy pick because, obviously it's at Alabama. They're playing well.
If it were Tennessee, I'd pick Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's at Alabama. I'm going to go with Alabama in this one.
Good call. Yeah, very simple. We like that. Next, you got – I already know this one. Now, this is crazy. We know where Gary's leaning because I know how you feel about USC. But we got number 20 USC at number 15.
You're going to get dumb trucked.
Now – this reminds me of the old Rose Bowl games. And back in the day, just a great matchup, USC at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Richard hates Alabama. Hope they get crushed. That may not happen. But USC, man, they've been playing well. Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love, we talked about the great running back. Obviously, we talked about CJ Carr playing well. Again, he's still a redshirt freshman quarterback for Notre Dame. You hope that they will lean on the running game versus USC. But again, their USC is going cross country to Notre Dame. Does that have any weight on this game is the question.
Well, if they were really evenly matched, it absolutely could sway one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I think Notre Dame is the better team, and they're playing at home.
9.5 is the spread for this one. You think they're better than USC? Seriously?
Yes, I do.
Okay. No, I'm just asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. USC has been playing well, man. They're 5-1 right now. It's a 7:30 game. I know how you feel. I think that they're on upset alert. Honestly, I kind of like what USC's been putting together too. So
classic matchup. USC loses. Richard says yes.
I love it. Number 23 Utah, number 15 BYU. So we've got some this is kind of a little in-state rivalry thing happening here right now.
And it's kind of like when you're in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You're Florida State and Miami, or Florida and Florida State.
Yeah. Miami, Florida State.
These kids play each other.
Yeah.
These kids know each other, a lot of them on these teams.
Mm-hmm.
They played against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily believe in BYU. I think
Steve Young is coming back, man. He's coming back.
I'm going with Utah on the road in this one.
I'm going with Utah as well. They've got some dynamic. They've got great tackles. Both of those tackles are going to be first-round picks in the upcoming NFL draft. So again, they're going to shut down. They're just going to I think they're just going to just out physical BYU. And I agree with you. It's interesting how BYU is ranked 15th, but Utah's had some situations where they've had some classic. They've had some tough losses, but I like Utah in this particular matchup as well. They're 5-1, like the one loss I apologize to. Even though BYU is 6-0, it's a 3.5 spread right now too. So that's going to be a good game. I like Utah in this game as well. Let's wrap it up. Gary, we got Louisville at number 2 Miami. We talked about this earlier. Rob said it earlier. Carson Beck has been playing outstanding. I like Miami in this particular example. Not because it's any shade on Louisville, because Louisville has been a really good team in the ACC, but I just think the way that Miami's playing, they have a lot of confidence. The way that it's going, I can
Miami is another one of these teams that doesn't really have that great of a home field advantage.
Right.
They don't fill their stadiums up, and and it's this game. I'm picking Miami in this game, but these are the games that worry me.
I got you. I can understand. Yeah.
This one, I want them to win. Mm-hmm. I want
Gary, they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game, Gary.
When Cristobal has his headset on and it's down like this, they're going to lose.
Uh-oh.
When he flips it up like this and he's just listening.
So, no input, Gary. He didn't
just listen in.
Just listen, don't input.
Listen into the offensive coordinators and the defensive coordinators. Special teams guys. Call a timeout when you need to.
Norman Power. He's funny.
Yeah.
Gary, I don't think you have anything. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think
if it were in Louisville, we'd have something to worry about.
I'm going to say I love the way that Carson Beck is playing. They're on a trajectory course with Georgia Tech right now for the ACC championship. So I like the way that Miami's playing. I don't think you have anything. I'm not saying
this is what I've seen though. I've seen Miami, and I'm praying that this is the year that they don't. Go into a game like this, come in overconfident, not quite prepared for it.
Yeah.
And shit the bed.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
The only thing I will say to that is you guys have a little bit more talent at the quarterback and other positions, I think, that can overcome that. So even if I think that it's going to be a slow start, I think that Louisville's going to kind of come out and play with them, but I think Miami's going to outpace them. So that's kind of what I'm thinking was going to happen. So I think they have too much talent and they're going to outlast Louisville. So that's what I'm thinking. Because like I said, I know Carson Beck's been playing fantastic, so that's where I'm too. So
I got a bone to pick with you.
Huh?
That's my team, Miami.
What? Richard? He was going to lose. Yeah, Beck is strong. Richard, I just don't see that happening, my guy.
He's trying to jinx me.
I don't see that happening, man.
He's trying to jinx me.
let me see what the spread is for this one because I just think Miami's got too much, man. That's just me. I don't think you got it's a 13 and a half spread,
Oh yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's just
Vegas is usually pretty spot on with that.
yeah. I like Miami in this game. So.
Wishful thinking. The only other thing that I want to talk about before we sign off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to go over not only do I want to go over the top 5 NBA teams.
Okay.
I want to go over the bottom 5 as well.
That's all you. Go ahead.
Okay. So for my in my 5th spot, I've got the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
In the 5th spot.
Okay.
I've got the Magic.
Oh.
In the 4th spot. I've got Denver in the 3rd spot. Knicks in the 2nd spot.
Okay.
And OKC in the number 1 spot.
These are the 5 best teams?
5 best teams.
Okay.
For this season. Now, let's talk
These
about
are the bottom 5. You got OKC at the bottom 5?
No, this is the top 5. That was the top 5.
Okay.
The Rockets, the Magic, Denver, the Knicks, and OKC.
You got the Knicks up there?
Sure. I think they're going to do all right. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now let's go with the bottom 5.
Uh-oh. Lakers.
Oh, no. The worst team in the league is going to be the Jazz.
Ooh.
The Nets.
Ooh.
The Wizard. The Hornets. And I couldn't pick between the Bulls or the Blazers for the 5th worst in the league.
Why the Blazers? The Blazers, why?
They've got some talent. In their last 26 games of the season, they went 13 for 13, and they were in the upper 3rd in the league in defense.
Mm-hmm.
They will improve in defense, but they scare no one on the offensive end.
Okay.
So they may hold the team to 91 points and lose it, 84 to 91 or whatever, So I think that's going to be the issue that their first round pick.
Yeah.
He's showing a lot.
He was going to be. I think he's very underrated. I think for some reason, ever since you guys have overlooked, you guys have been trying to make up for picking big men, so you guys keep drafting big men. Donovan Klingland, you guys get Hanson Yang again, so you guys just keep drafting big guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know how many centers you guys have. Maybe like 10. It feels like. I'm just joking, but yeah, it feels like you got Scoot. I know he's been kind of coming back. Chauncey's been kind of figured out, hey, what am I going to do for what type of offense?
Scoot has been one of those guys that, like we talked about in the NFL.
Yeah.
Where the game was just too fast for him. He just wasn't quite there.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, defensively, the whole thing. At least in this Blazer organization, how they were structured when he was in there. Now he's starting to come around, and they're going to be playing more up-tempo basketball, more fast breaks. They were last in the league in fast breaks. Mm-hmm. In their last 26 games, they became middle of the road in that, and I think they feel that because they're so young, they should be able to run with pretty much any of these teams. Correct. So with that said, I'm more optimistic than my list here with the Blazers.
Right.
The Blazers I think they're at like 33.5 wins for the season. I can see the Blazers winning 40 wins. Okay. and potentially competing for the play-in.
I like it.
Playoffs.
I'll give you this, man. I think that's a very underrated situation when you guys brought back, obviously Damian Lillard. I think he's going to have an impact on Scoot. I think he's going to talk to Scoot a lot and kind of help him. That's going to be my thing for you guys. Having somebody kind of a veteran in there, Not that Chauncey's not a good, veteran point guard in the league, but I think having Damian is going to be like, yo, teach him how to pick a spot.
Who's the other point guard who's the other guard we got in? We got another, I can't remember. It's the guy that played for New Orleans.
Drew Holiday. You got Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday's there.
Yeah,
and he's probably going to be a starter.
He's going to be your starter.
And he's going to bring a lot of that leadership capabilities.
Yeah.
It's
a good situation. I'm
hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
Richard, what do you think? If you're still on, I got the Blazers winning 41 games this year. Richard, what do you think they're going to win? You're a Blazer fan too.
I mean, you got Jeremiah Grant, you got Scoot, you got Drew, you got Caleb Love, you got a lot of depth right there. It's a young team. I think Robbie Williams III, if he stays healthy. I mean, you kind of have this kind of interesting mix. Like, I don't think you have like a running team, if you will. He says 50. I don't think you have like a running squad right now, unless I think you may have lineups for that, because you got two big 7-foot lumbering guys. They're not going to be running up and down the court. I can see grab a rebound, kick it out, then run. All right, if you don't get the fast break, set the offense, run a couple plays.
Right.
Yang is fantastic. He's almost like a point forward, kind of like that, again, in the realm of a Jokic type of player. I can see that progression for him, but I don't know if they're built for running quite yet. You kind of follow me?
Yeah, I've just been watching their practices
and
how they're kicking things out and making everything faster. Instead of by the time you get down to the court and you make one pass or two passes, you're already 15 seconds into the shot clock.
Yeah.
Now they're hustling it down there, and they've got 20 seconds to run their plays.
Okay.
And they've done that, and they've done quite well at it.
Okay.
What I've seen. Yeah.
I like I said, Hanson Yang, I wanted him for the Hawks. I didn't. You guys shocked me. If he was there at 23, I think that we would have probably grabbed him over Asa Newell. That was a shot.
Outstanding 3-point shooter.
So I was like, wow. So that kind of hurt me, because we really liked Hanson Yang. We brought him in a couple times. We didn't think he was going to be gone that fast. We thought he was going to be around like in the 20s. So
Richard's right, and I'm sure Richard has seen some of the practices too.
Yeah,
on TV and stuff, and on the NBA channel and things. I've watched specifically the Blazer channel and that, and they're showing some of the practices and stuff. And even our bigs are getting up and down the court.
Okay,
they're hauling ass.
Good stuff. I don't know what he means, like talking crap about Ohio State, because JQ's on one. Does he hate Ohio State? I'm kind of missing something here.
I don't know.
What are we talking crap about? What happened? What? I must have missed something for that. So Richard, if you want to like enlighten us, that would be fantastic. So,
yeah, Richard, what?
I have no clue what's happening.
Give us a rundown on your.
I absolutely do. What? Ohio State. Man, are you a Michigan guy? That's what I have to ask.
No, I don't think he's a Michigan.
Okay, I know. We talked about Ohio, Oregon State, if you will.
He's an Oregon State. He's a Pac-12 guy.
Okay, I got you.
So he made it perfectly clear.
Well, JQ over here is. You better be glad JQ's not here, because he would be firing 12 all shots at you, man. Because he is Ohio State till he dies, man. So
he's made comments about seeing his banner behind him.
It's tough, right? I mean, Ohio State is the original. There's a lot of blue bloods and stuff like that. And yeah, you guys make fun of me for my allegiance, because I've just been a loyal guy for Georgia Tech. And it'd be fun to target, I want to be a fan of this team or this school. So, I just liked them since Kenny Anderson, and that's, good or bad. And I'm just going to,
right.
That's, I don't know, but it'd be easy. Like, oh, okay, I like Ohio State, or, oh, I like Clemson, or, oh, I like Alabama. It's too easy, but it's just, that's just kind of how I was built, but all good. Hey, everyone, we hope that you enjoyed this session, man. We are so sorry we couldn't have, Rob on here. I know Rob is a little bit more analytical. Gary, we didn't have to throw too many jokes, man. We were able to pull this off too. So we hope that next week we'll get Rob out. And we may have to ask you next week, America, to contribute to Rob's computer fund. Just joking. But we got to get him. We got to get him straight, man, because we love it. Jill, thank you as always for your comments. We appreciate you watching. We certainly appreciate that. Again, next week, I'm not sure what's happening. Next week, I think we're probably going to be on. It's either going to be one of the 2 days, right? It's either going to be on. I'm assuming either Wednesday. And Richard, most definitely play along. It makes it.
Anytime, Richard.
Duke didn't stick with us because he was like, it's too staticky. I'm sorry, Duke. That's not always the case, man. It's just a random situation. So we'll put this show in the archive, a little bit kind of tweak, but it was fun for me and Gary. I don't know.
Yeah, we had fun.
We're kind of like the backups coming in here. I don't know. We're like
JP's favorite city, Albuquerque,
New Mexico. Yep, that's right. Go Chargers. West Coast.
Follow us next week. We're going to have a lot to talk about with Major League Baseball, more NFL stuff. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Is the NBA season kicks off too? NBA kicks off pretty soon too, right? Next week,
yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Just to let you guys know, it does appear that the Dodgers have a commanding 3-0 lead over the Brewers. So we kind of figured that would be the case, right? The Brewers were going to probably go down to the Dodgers. We thought whoever won that series would most likely win the series in this instance, but they still got to play the games. Seattle and the Blue Jays are battling back and forth, but we'll see. I still like the Dodgers, 100%.
Peace out, America. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate
See you guys next week. Be good. Thanks, Gary. What a fun show, man. To me.
Absolutely.
Hope she feels a lot better for Annette. Shout out to her.
Yes.
Man, just get well.
Yes, we got to get together. We got to get Rob and you paid off.
Let's go. Dinner. All good. Flatlands. Know the drill. Thanks, Richard. For Animals. We appreciate it. Start the show. Let's
Thank
go,
you,
man.
everyone.
See you next week, guys.